Okay, we've got all night.
The Army has its claim to fame, the Airborne Rangers, the Green Berets. The world knows the Navy SEALs, life of danger, men of steel. The Corps have their elite too, recon patrol, the proud, the few. But when it comes to us, not much is heard. We are just the cops who guard the birds. In Vietnam, through toil and strife, we gave it all, our hearts, our life. A page in history, a chapter in time, we fought for freedom, yours and mine. We stayed vigilant through cold and rain, and bear the fatigue, hardship, and pain. This piece of ground we will defend, side by side, till the bitter end. So fear not, pilot. You can fly all day. This base is guarded by the Blue Beret. I am a Blue Beret, or what is commonly referred to as security forces. I'm going to give you a brief description of my Air Force Specialty Code 3P071, security forces. I'm going to tell you what particular air and space power function, as well as distinctive capabilities security forces accomplish. Also, I will tell you how security forces uniquely accomplishes force protection in counter-chemical warfare. Let me begin telling you about my Air Force Specialty Code. I am security forces. As it is told, we are the jack of all trades and the master of none. Here are a few things I have done. Restricted area and controlled area security. We control entry and exit to the flight line and other restricted areas, ensuring all resources are protected against unauthorized loss, theft, seizure, or misuse. I have also accomplished air-based defense. Provide in-depth defense of installations to ensure no individuals gain unauthorized access to installations, mitigating any threat to personnel and property. I've told you about what I have done as security forces in some of my jobs, such as restricted area and controlled area security. Let me tell you about my job's distinctive capability. Security forces' distinctive capability in regards to air and space power is what is called agile combat support. Agile combat support is defined as the support that creates, sustains, and protects all air and space capabilities to accomplish mission objectives across the spectrum of military operations. Operations are those functions that employ military capabilities. I, as a security force member, ensure this is done so that aircrew members, mission launch officers, and all other military members using their aircraft, missiles, munitions, and other weapon systems can achieve military objectives. Security forces is charged with the protection of all aerospace assets, such as personnel, planes, munitions, airfield, and that's just to name a few. I have just explained to you how security forces supports the distinctive capability of agile combat support through the protection of air and space assets. I will now tell you about our role in operational air and space power function with its combat support. Security Forces role in Air Force Power Function Combat Support. As an SF member, I contribute to combat support in many ways, from sitting at the gate to walking wingtip to wingtip on a plane loaded with munitions sitting on alert. Let me tell you a story of first-hand experience seeing combat support. While stationed at Whiteman Air Force Base, Missouri, when the B-2 bomber was generated in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom, before any loading of conventional munitions, over 20 and 30 cops took control and security of the flight line, taxiways, and parking ramps. Upon completion, the restricted area was established and boundary sentries were posted. Once all the munitions were loaded onto the B-2 bomber, the B-2s lined up for what is called the elephant walk. This is where each plane is nose to tail with barely any room between. They take off in quick succession. After takeoff, all SF members remain in place just in case something may happen. I had the first-hand experience of being at Whiteman on the flight line and watching this happen. I have just explained how me as security forces plays a role in combat support and how I support it at Whiteman Air Force Base. Now I'll tell you how security forces uniquely accomplishes force protection and counter-chemical warfare. My current job is force protection and anti-terrorism. I do this in many ways. I prepare and implement force protection and random anti-terrorism measures. SF patrols carry out the force protection and anti-measures on a daily basis. The number of measures and the times for accomplishment are random in nature, so that if anybody is scoping out the installation, they do not have a pattern to set up any type of attack. towards or threat against the installation. Some of these random ATFP measures are vehicle inspections when you enter the installation and random 100% ID checks when entering or exiting installation facilities. I've just given you a brief description of my job as security forces along with some jobs I have done like restricted area security. I've also informed you about our capabilities of agile combat support and protecting all air and space assets along with our particular air and space power function of combat support, where I told you about my first-hand experience with the B-2 bomber at the beginning of OIF. Also, I have told you about my current job, which is anti-terrorism force protection. I hope that whenever you enter or exit installation from now on, you will not give the cops a hard time, because we do have a very important role in the air and space function as the Air Force as a whole.